Hey everyone, Heroic Nonsense here, honored to be doing a guest spot for my good buddy XAZYL, who I have it on good authority is Sergeant Slaughter's #1 Marauder, on none other than the very cool recently released Autobot Kup Triple-T G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover figure. I'll be running you through the transformation from Triple-T to Bot with a few helpful hints and have one or two very quick bonuses at the end, so let's jump right into it. And here they are, the Triple-T Kup Sergeant Slaughter Leatherneck team. Let's just remove the Joes first. We'll take off Leatherneck. And of course we gotta get Sarge out for the moment. And now we can start transforming by first taking off the missiles on each side, which we can attach later. And taking off these side mounted lasers, which will actually become Kup's handheld lasers. And we'll just put those aside for now too. Alright. Now let's start transforming this beast. First we'll take down the first part of this track, pushing down each side. And then we'll push back the controls that Sergeant Slaughter uses and pull apart the legs to loosen everything just a bit so we can start transforming the rest of him. We're going to pull apart the tank treads right basically in the middle. You can see it's all coming apart now. And we'll start with the legs by just rotating each one down 90 degrees, like so. And just push these two little parts in. And then we just unfold the legs exactly like that. And we'll just unfold the feet. Otherwise, he won't stand up. Alright. That's pretty much it for the legs. So let's move on to his chest by folding in these two tabs. And then doing my favorite part, which is just flipping around this part of his chest. And we'll leave that for later. And now we can move on to the back. So this part gets a little bit trickier, but not by much. So we're going to pull this midsection apart. And we're going to just turn everything over. You can see the arms tab right into the back of the tracks here. And then we're just going to pull these away. This is the part that gets a little tricky, but I'll walk you through it, no problem. So we'll just leave it aside for the moment. And now we're going to lift up the arms, like so. And we're going to leave them a little bit loose for the moment. We're going to tab them in later. And now we're just going to push the back section and the midsection together. And you're going to see these two slots and tabs that fit perfectly into each other with a nice click. And now you can just push these shoulders of Kup into the top here. They click in nice and tight as well. And then we're going to take this front section of the Triple-T. We'll just move the legs out of the way. And this takes a little bit of finessing, but once you get it in the right spot, it tabs right in and forms a nice looking chest for Kup. Just fold the arms down, open up the hands, do it for each side. And one last part. So this is the part that can get a little tricky. You have to now spin this entirety around basically 360 degrees. And now there's a little tab. You just push the whole thing up. And I'll do the same here. I'll show you. You see, you don't spin it with that front part. You spin it from the back 360 degrees. It kind of pushes the whole track a little bit out. So you can then flip it up, get it out of the way of the arms. And these guys closed up again, so if they do while you're transforming it, you can just reopen them. And now the bot is transformed. We're just going to put in the side-mounted lasers of the Triple-T right into Kup's hands. Obviously these aren't the official lasers of the original Transformers toy, but They do quite well, and then you can take these missiles and tab them in the back here. What an awesome crossover figure to the ever-growing ranks of the G.I. Joe and Cobra Transformers teams that just keep getting better and better. As promised, my first bonus, a quick comparison to some of the recent releases of Kup in the Transformers line, specifically buzzworthy Bumblebee Kup, which is based off of Studio Series 86 Kup, and Titan Returns Headmaster Kup, to give you a little taste of how these guys all look next to each other. The real similarities are in the heads of these bots, especially as between Triple-T Kup and Studio Series 86 Kup, who reproduce the original character's cartoon sculpt the best. As for the vehicle mode, I can see why they chose the Triple-T as a great stand-in for Kup's original Transformers futuristic pickup mode, given that both are very unique, atypical designs and share that slope front that really ties these two vehicles together. Of course, both characters are fairly rough and gruff, so that totally works as well. As for my second quick bonus, the 4 crossover releases to date that really do look incredible next to each other. Now that the ranks are growing, I think I may actually have to switch to my G.I. Joe classified background to make these spotlights, since they really don't fit in a smaller confined space anymore at this size and number. Hope you all enjoyed this quick interlude, see you all next time, and remember, it's all such heroic nonsense in the end. Unless it's XAZYL'S Clubhouse we're talking about. Yo, Joe!